Number 3 says simplify the expression by using an appropriate identity. Do not use a calculator. Okay, again, as you're looking at this and you're looking at it on the homework, you need to decide, which identity would this match up to. So I have cosine of 43 degrees times cosine of 47 degrees minus sine of 43 degrees times sine of 47. Okay, notice these two are the same, so this would be like angle A from our identity, and 47 here would be like angle B. So looking at our formula, let's go back over for a second. Which one would this match up to? Well, if it's a difference, it looks like it's a difference in the problem, so it would match up to be the cosine of a sum. So this would equal to the cosine of A plus B. So we could say this expression is equal to the cosine of 43 degrees plus 47 degrees. So kind of going in the opposite direction that we were on the other problems. So 43 plus 47 is equal to the cosine of 90 degrees. And again, from the unit circle, we should know that the cosine of 90 is 0. Okay, number 4 is really just another identity that you're verifying. It says show that the cosine of x plus 2 pi is equal to the cosine of x. Okay, remember we talked about periodic functions a little bit in chapter 4, how the period of cosine is 2 pi. So we're just going to prove that algebraically that that's true. So again, this is a cosine of a sum. X would be like angle A, 2 pi would be like angle B in our formula. So we can use that cosine of A plus B for this problem to verify. So I could say that the cosine of x plus 2 pi is equal to the cosine of x times the cosine of 2 pi, and I'm just using that very first formula on the front, minus the sine of x times the sine of 2 pi. Okay, so that's just using our identity. Now that we have actual angle values in here, we can substitute a little bit more. We don't know what the cosine of x is, but we should know what the cosine of 2 pi is. Okay, again, unit circle. The cosine of 2 pi is 1 minus, we don't know sine of x, but the sine of 2 pi from the unit circle is 0. So if I wanted to simplify, 0 times the sine of x is just 0. 1 times cosine of x is just cosine of x. So we've verified that the period of cosine is 2 pi algebraically. Okay, number 5 says rewrite sine of 80 degrees in terms of its cofunction. Okay, you've got to remember, what's the cofunction of sine? Well, it's cosine. So I can use the cofunction identity to say that the sine of 80 degrees is equal to the cosine of 90 degrees minus 80 degrees. And I realize you may not have to write that out, but I'm just trying to use the formula, in which this would just be the cosine of 10 degrees. Okay, same type of problem on number 6, except now we have an angle that's in radians. So it says rewrite tangent of pi over 5 in terms of its cofunction. So again, what's the cofunction of tangent? It's cotangent. So we could say the tangent of pi over 5 is equal to the cotangent of 90 minus pi over 5, remember on the formula, but since we're using radians, instead of 90 it's going to be pi over 2 minus pi over 5. And so basically, to subtract those, we have to have a common denominator, which would be 10. So if I multiply by 5, this would be 5 pi over 10. Multiply by 2, so that's going to be 2 pi over 10. I just got a common denominator there. So I would have cotangent of, when I subtract, 3 pi over 10. And so that would be the cofunction of the tangent of pi over 5. Okay, number 7, rewrite the secant of 142.5 degrees in terms of its cofunction. Well, what's the cofunction of secant? If you look at your formula, it's cosecant. Our angle is in degrees, so we would say the secant of 142.5 degrees is equal to the cosecant of 90 minus the angle. So I just wanted to show you this one to show you could get a negative angle. If I subtract, that's going to be negative 52.5 degrees. Okay. Number 8 says complete the following statement. It says the cosine of 2 pi over 3 is equal to blank of negative pi over 6. This is really just another way to verify and talk about your cofunctions again. If I were to take 2 pi over 3, since it's in radians, and subtract it from pi over 2, once I get a common denominator of 6, that would be times 3, so 3 pi over 6 minus 4 pi over 6 when I multiply by 2, that's going to equal negative pi over 6. So that's just letting you know these two angles are complementary, so therefore we're talking about these being cofunctions here. The cofunction of cosine is just sine.